What is up? Let me just pop the chat out. I can use less bandwidth. There we go. What is up, guys? We got 6 guys in here. Okay. It says offline. I'm saying fine here, so I don't know what the issue is. I have no issues with Elgato at the moment, so refresh or whatever. What's good? Actually able to be here on time for once. Nice, Husker. What is up? Walter. V-Dub, what is going on? Brader, can't stay. Alright, man, no problem. You gotta do what you gotta do, bro. Tonight started to prelude to March Madness. Nice. Random emoji. What's up, Eli? RSV, what's going on? I don't know if I can make it through. Super tired. Well, these aren't long streams anyways, but if you gotta go, you gotta go. It is what it is. Hey, FG, I have to go again because of my data, but I thought I would say hi and good night. Alright, EG, take care, my dude. Alright. Well, then let's just jump right into it. We know what we're here for. What's up, Bear? How you doing? Alright, we know what we're here for. Let's get this going. Week 2. Alright. Let's see if any of these FCSs are going to upset. Not that we were betting on them. Nope. Rutgers with a 31-0 win to start off the stream. 31-0. There's really not a lot to look at because FCS's stats don't count, but we can take a look and see what Rutgers has done through 2 interceptions. But the run game right here, 166 yards for Woods. That's really what got it done. Setzer was pretty good in the receiving game. They also got a couple picks. Oh, a lot of picks. 4 picks, to be exact. So that kind of evened it out for them. So there you go. Rutgers with the win. We did not have a bet on that game anyway. We didn't have a bet on this one either, and it's a 58-17 Kansas win. I don't know. Alpo said he was going to announce on stream who won the Pickem, so I'm hoping Alpo shows up and does that. Anyway. Let's see. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions for Leicester. Wheeler with 125 yards and a touchdown. Even Carter got 79 and a touchdown. I guess they did put some backups in late in the game, I would assume. Got some sacks. Did they get any picks? Ooh, they got 1 interception. Okay. All right, now you know what? Let's get all the FCSs out of the way. I don't even want to see FCS. All right, let's get all the FCSs out of the way, and then we'll get to the games that we bet on. All right, Marshall with a 45-17 win. Three touchdowns, no interceptions for Foster. He also ran for 96 yards. Castillo ran for 85 and a couple of scores. A couple of receivers here with huge numbers. Couple picks right there. Good game from Marshall. Let's take a look. Bowling Green, do they beat their FCS opponent? They do not. Bowling Green falls to FCS East. Wow. Handedly, I might add. 48-24. 3 touchdowns, 4 picks for Chandler. The run game was alright. Not spectacular, but alright. 3 different receivers catching touchdown passes. Interesting. But oddly enough. Alright, let's see. Oklahoma State able to get the dub. Two touchdowns, no picks. Chase was the bad one. He threw a pick. Cantrell, very nice play for him. 2 TDs for Wade. Couple sacks. Unspectacular, but a win nonetheless. Let's see, NC State against FCS. Alright, NC 8 with a 38-7. So they will get the win as well. James, couple touchdowns. Anderson, a great game, 125 and a touchdown. Even the backup had 65 and 2 scores. Oh, Regier won the Pickem. Interesting. Alright, let's see. Can Houston beat their FCS opponent? Barely. FCS Northwest scored 15 in the 4th to give them a scare. But Houston ends up with the dub anyway. 3 touchdowns and an interception. Unspectacular game, to be honest. But a win is a win, I guess. Air Force, do they beat their FCS opponent? .220 yards and 2 touchdowns from Carter. Great game for him. Easily the player of the game. Alright, here we go. We're going to sim. Indiana. 49-7 over their FCS opponents. The dub for Indiana. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions for Palmer. Whoa, hold on. Running 107 and 2 touchdowns for Palmer. Wow. Palmer, an incredible game for him. Definitely put the team on his back. Alright, there should be a few more FCSs. Yep, here we go. Wyoming falls to FCS. So Wyoming, the second team to lose to an FCS opponent this year. Jones, 3 touchdowns and a pick wasn't enough. Wow. Defense must be trash out there in Wyoming. Alright, Southeast against Utah State. Utah State able to come out on top. Slaughter, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Ward, good game from him. Bunch of sacks. Utah State getting after it with the sacks. Alright, let's see. Michigan should be able to win handedly here. Yep, 51-7. Not much of a challenge. Victor Hartman Jr. If Lagos was here, he'd be proud. 14-24, 257. Actually threw a pick. Maybe he wouldn't be proud. Victor Hartman Jr. running for 20 yards and a touchdown, though the running game of Michigan yielding many TDs. Alpo. There's Alpo. 3 tackles, 2 solo. That's about all he was able to get done. Alright. Midwest against Rice. And Rice able to kill him. Gotta go up, GC. Alright, Brader, take care, man. 25 yards for EJ. There you go. Yeah, NCAA buy-in's less than NFL buy-in. Four touchdowns, no interceptions from Gandy, who also ran for 59 and a touchdown. These quarterbacks, dual threat guys. Look at all the picks for the defense. 3, 4, 5 picks for the defense. Rice takes care of business. All right, 56-7 USF on top. 4 touchdowns and a pick. Some good running stats. Yeah, at the end of the year, we're going to look at pretty much literally everything. Don't worry about it, Eagle. We're just looking at individual game stats right now. All right, ECU 45-16. 3 touchdowns, no picks for Johnson. Hand over 100 and a TD. 3 guys in triple digits receiving. Alright, New Mexico able to beat their FCS opponent. Okay, FCS Midwest will lose to Oklahoma 56-17, as is expected. 5 touchdowns for Small. He might be throwing himself in the Heisman race. We'll see. 4 TDs. Oh, Jones. What a game. 252 and 4 touchdowns. All right, I didn't see that. 8 receptions. No picks from the Oklahoma defense. All right, Louisiana Lafayette. They win 38-21 over their FCS opponent. Now, this is NCAA 12. Four touchdowns for Price. But what's going on, SCP? What's up, my man? I've seen you at Legion stream before. Mayfield as a wide receiver. These aren't the real names, though. They're fake. Alright, let's see. Arizona. Can they beat their FCS opponent? Yes, they do. 55-10. Five touchdowns, 2 picks for Battle. Some good running there on the dual running back system. Good receiving. Couple picks for the Arizona defense. Alright, let's see. There's a bunch more FCSs, I believe. Alright, let's see. San Diego State, can they beat their FCS? They do win it, 35-19. Couple touchdowns, no interceptions. Brown, great game, winning him Player of the Game honors. Rogers, very good on the receiving end. Yes, it will, but Alpo doesn't take care of that, so I'm going to be making a spreadsheet soon. I haven't gotten around to it yet. No, this isn't 14, this is 12. Alright, Michigan State, 52-21. Over their FCS opponent to open up their season. 5 touchdowns and a pick for Horton. They even threw the backup in there for a little bit. Gallagher, though, 10 receptions, 205 yards, 4 touchdowns, earning him Player of the Game honors in this one. Why 12? Because we're using Madden 12 in this series, so I'm using NCAA 12. So that it connects properly. Alright, any more FCSs so we can get these out the way? A ton. Alright, we got a bunch more. Alright, let's get these out of the way. Georgia Tech, able to kill their FCS team as well. 2 touchdowns through the air. Did he throw any picks? Yeah, 3 of them. Rutledge, 189 yards on the ground. They actually legit gave Singleton Player of the Game honors with 12 yards and 3 touchdowns. Okay, that's kind of strange, but whatever. Whatever floats their boat. They got a sack and a couple picks. Let's see, Arizona State will lose to FCS Southeast. Wow. Most notable team to lose to an FCS so far. Roger, I just said I'm going to be making a spreadsheet. I have not gotten around to it yet. You got to cut me a little bit of some slack there. Alright, I'm going to be making it. Parsons, no touchdowns, 3 picks. Smith, 95 yards, 2 TDs. He gets Player of the Game honors, but, I mean, they lost, so kind of crap there. Let's see, 3 sacks, no picks. Just wasn't enough. Let's see, Arkansas, do they get through FCS? Yes, they do, 44-7. Oh, you were gone for a while? No, this is 12, Reese. 12. NCAA 12. Alright, Wall, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. 199 yards and a touchdown for Collins. Look at Moore, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. The running game for Arkansas is really what got it done here. Collins, named Player of the Game. Like 5 sacks from the defense. Good defensive game. Oregon, do they get it done? 53-17. Big time win. Oh, you want to help, Eagle? No problem. I'll let you know what could be done after the stream here. Alright, not too spectacular on the passing. 101 yards rushing there. Low, yeah. Low, definitely the Player of the Game, I would agree. 1, 2 sacks, no picks for Oregon. Alright, few more of these FCS ones to drudge on through. Penn State 45-10. Heron, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Rushing wise, Smith and Tate both over 100 yards and a touchdown apiece. Herron going to get player of the games for his throwing and also running for 27 yards and 2 scores. So again, another dual threat quarterback out here doing his thing. Look at all the sacks though. 3, 4, 5, had to be at least 6, maybe 7. 7 sacks from that Penn State defense. Washington State will lose to FCS, so Washington State now 0-2, and they've lost to FCS. They are having an awful, awful year right now. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. They even had the backup in the game. Poe, 132 yards. I wouldn't have given Jenkins no player of the game. No way. He was downright awful. 2 sacks and a pick. Yep, 2 sacks and a pick for the defense. Not enough to get the win, though. Alright, we'll move on. Southeast against Texas Tech. Texas Tech blanks them 48-0. Great game for Texas Tech. Six touchdowns, no interceptions for Johnson. Bean gets 93 and a score, but Storr even 206 and a touchdown is a great game, but Johnson was just way too much. Only 1 sack, they had 2 picks. San Jose State, can they get by their FCS opponent? And they will not. San Jose State tried to stage a late comeback. It was not enough. San Jose State, I'm sorry to hear this, V-Dub, but they will go down. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions for Strong. Run game wasn't very good, but it can't be playing from behind. Horn, the player of the game for SJSU, with his 161-yard, 2-touchdown performance. Look how many sacks. 2, 3, 4 sacks, and it was not enough. Northwestern. Yes, I watched it, Reese. I have watched it. Okay. Northwestern gets the win. Jones, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. 115 yards for Brady. Christensen with 2 touchdowns. In the coming weeks, yes. Yes, I am planning that. Planning a return to some videos. Okay. Oh, we finally made it through all the FCS games. It took a while, but we got it done. We will see. We will see what makes a comeback. Alright, Northern Illinois, Pittsburgh. We did have a running bet on this one. This was part of the Pickem. Let me just see here. Pickem. Alright, so Northern Illinois is Pittsburgh. It was Pittsburgh minus 8.5, so let's take a look. Pittsburgh loses the game outright. I don't know. Alpo comes up with the pick'ems. Don't worry about it. Alright. 34-27. Big time comeback for Northern Illinois to be able to take this win. Pittsburgh, 2 touchdowns and a pick from Jones. He wins their player of the game honors. Couple sacks, no interceptions. Northern Illinois, 204 yards and a touchdown. 88 yards, 2 scores. Bailey, 190 and a touchdown. Two sacks and a pick. Alright, hold on 1 second. I just got to do something real quick here. The Three Stooges +1 series. Chad dead tonight? He's not that dead. There's only 9 people in the chat room, so I wouldn't call it dead. Okay. Oh, you were out for dinner? Sports fan, I don't know if that's a meme, but I'm really not understanding it. V-Dub, can you help me out? I'm really not understanding. He posts that all the time, and I just don't get it. Start with 10 million center bets each week to either Alp or FG. Yes, absolutely, Husker. Alright, let me see something. Let me get back where I was. Damn it. Okay. Boston College, Syracuse. You don't get what you're supposed to do in this series? This is stuff from FGFL. Money from FGFL will be bet here. Everybody's starting with 10 million, so you'll have some money, even though you're not partaking in FGFL just yet. But you've got $10 million. Basically, these pick'ems that we have been doing are $100K to get in. So they're just fake betting. Alright, BC Syracuse. 33-30 BC over Syracuse in overtime. Let me see. Syracuse plus 11.5. So Syracuse was the pick there. Let's take a look at the stats. Wright for Syracuse, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Gilmore, 119 yards. Gilmore also 123 yards receiving and a touchdown. Gilmore was very difficult to stop. I don't know how Wright got player of the game. Gilmore, to me, looked like the more dynamic player, but the game will do what it wants. Boston College, Jackson, 3 touchdowns, no picks. They give him player of the game. 2 receivers over 100. 3 sacks by Smith, 2 by Foster. They led the defense. All right, let's take a look here. SMU North Texas. SMU with a 14-3 win. North Texas was getting 7.5. It's not enough. So SMU was the pick here. North Texas, piss poor. 2 quarterbacks with 2 picks, no touchdowns. Nice running back, though. The running back played well. The passing game was clearly not a threat today, though. They did get 3 interceptions on SMU. Upshaw, 226, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. At least he threw for some yardage today. The running game was awful for SMU, so 2 polar opposite teams offensively going at one another today. And the team that throws the ball won the game. 4 sacks, 4 picks for the SMU defense. Okay. Buffalo and Army. This one is Army minus 4.5. And Army wins by a lot more than 4.5. So you would have had to take Army in this one. Let's see. Looking at Army's passing, it's pretty non-existent. But their running game, 3 guys over 100 yards for Army. Mitchell, of course, getting player of the game. A completely one-sided attack. 3 sacks and a pick for Army's defense. Noble, 186, no touchdowns and a pick. The running game was okay, but nowhere near Army's level. Just all around offensively, a little bit more of a balanced offense here for Buffalo, but just not as good. All right, New Mexico State and UTEP. UTEP is a minus 9.5. Let's see. And UTEP loses outright, so New Mexico State would have been the pick here. New Mexico State would have been the correct pick. Britt, 23 out of 33, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Running more, 101 and 2 touchdowns for UTEP. Defensively, about 3 sacks put forth there for UTEP. New Mexico State, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Good game. 2 touchdowns for Sears, receiving-wise. 2 picks by 1 guy right there. Good game for New Mexico State. Okay, now we look at Minnesota and Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio was giving a 1.5. Minnesota kills them outright. So, a 42-21 victory for Minnesota. Minnesota would have been the pick here. Woodard, 1 touchdown, no interceptions for Miami. A couple guys scored touchdowns, but nobody really amasses yards. Simmons had a great game receiving-wise. Basically was all of Miami, Ohio's offense, pretty much. Alright, so now we look at Minnesota's stats. Shaw, 234, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Burton, 176 and 3 touchdowns. Definitely player of the game. Henry had a nice game receiving-wise. And looking at the sacks and picks, let's see, we got 3 sacks. Okay. We have Eastern Michigan and Florida. Florida's minus 32.5. And they win by more than 32.5. A 45-7 win. So you would have had to go with Florida in this one. Green, 20 of 30 for 357 and 3 touchdowns. The backup got some work, and he was 4 for 4. 2 running backs running amok out there. 2 touchdowns for Lewis. Dominating game offensively for Florida. Not so much defensively, though. Just a sack. 134, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. For the Eastern Michigan quarterback. 101 yards and a touchdown for Edwards, the receiver. And defensively here, they got 5, 6 sacks. Wasn't enough to keep up with Florida today. Okay. Now we have Tulane and Duke. Here we go. Duke is giving 4.5 in this game. And Duke is going to win by 9. So Duke would have been the pick here. Myrick of Duke, 2 touchdowns and a pick. He also had 86 running yards and 2 touchdowns. So the dual threat quarterback putting the Duke offense on his back. 3 sacks, 1 interception for the Duke defense. Edwards of Tulane, 2 touchdowns and a pick throwing. Foster, 89 yards, 2 scores. Sledge, 128 with a touchdown. Defensively, 3 sacks, 1 interception. Good win for Duke. Gonna head out for the night. See you guys tomorrow. Alright, my man. Take care, Alpo. Memphis and UL Monroe. Monroe getting 6.5 points. And they win it outright over Memphis. 14 of 34, 2 touchdowns and a pick for the Monroe quarterback. Some decent running stats there. Four sacks and a pick. Memphis, 11 of 29, 176, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Couple guys over 80 yards. Defensively, a couple sacks and a pick. But there we go. Kicker as player of the game. Alright, Cal at Idaho. Idaho is getting 13.5 points in this one. Can Cal avenge that week 1 loss? They do win the game, but not covering. They win by 8. They were giving up 13.5, so you would have had to pick Idaho in this one. Rucker of Idaho, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Running wise, 82 and a touchdown. Two and a half sacks by 1 man. Wow. 4 sacks and a pick for the Idaho defense. McIntosh usually has pretty cool games, this guy. He had a good game last week. He has another good one. 456 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. But usually just not enough. Foster had 166 and 3 touchdowns. That's another good game for him. Bolden, 2 TDs in this one. 3 sacks and a pick. Just very good stuff. Alright, we took care of these FCS ones. So now, West Virginia, Maryland, the final game on the slate. Maryland giving 1.5 points. And West Virginia wins it outright, so you would have had to go with West Virginia. Terrapins, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Thompson, 104 yards, no touchdowns for Cannon. Graham, 2 TDs on the ground, or 2 touchdowns on the ground. Let's see, 3, 4 sacks by the Terrapin defense. Dudley of West Virginia, 263 scores. Also had 77 on the ground and 2 scores. So big time game for him again. These dual threat quarterbacks coming up big for their teams this week. 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions by that West Virginia defense. So big time win right there. Alright, the rest of the games do not count for the Pickem that Alpo has put together, but let's take a look anyways at who wins them. Florida State 38, Connecticut 27. So Florida State takes care of business as the number 25 team. 3 touchdowns and a pick for Smith of Connecticut. 166, 3 scores for Raymond. One and one defensively. Florida State, 50% completion, 264 touchdowns and a pick. Fry, 102 yards. Smith, 122 yards and 2 scores. Florida State just explosive with their offense. 1 sack, 1 pick. Alright, Western Michigan, Alabama. I think we know who's going to take this game. Bama 56-15. It's hard to even want to look at the stats after that. Alabama quarterback Fggl, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Just a fantastic game for Alabama. 3 sacks, couple picks. Western Michigan not able to amass much offensively. Touchdown, 2 interceptions. Pretty good with the run game, just they couldn't really afford to use it for very long. A murder in Alabama. Alright, Virginia, Washington. Washington, the 34-7 win. Two touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Webster. Carr, great game. 179 and a TD. No touchdowns and a pick for Smart. Not too much greatness there. Alright, UCF at USC. UCF able to beat USC. Remain undefeated for their season. Touchdown, 2 picks for Poland. Just a sack for USC's defense. Osborne, nice game for him. Tucker even played very well. Pretty balanced offense here for USF, and it worked out. Kicker got player of the game again. Kent State, Kansas State. Kansas State barely pulling this one out. Barely pulling this one out. Pretty awful passing numbers. Not great on the running numbers either, though. Very defensive game. Both running backs take player of the game for their teams. Wow, this Ross guy was god-awful for Kent State. Alright, we looked at all these. Now we move to Arkansas State, Utah. Let's see what happens. It's going to be Utah, 52-18. They win their first game of the season. Stratton, very nice. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Johnson, 167, 2 touchdowns. A couple guys over 100 with TDs. All around good offensively for Utah. 4 sacks, 3 picks. All around very good, offensively and defensively. Not very good quarterback play from Arkansas State. Running backs were okay. Nothing amazing. They were able to muster some sacks. No picks, though. Alright, Ohio and North Carolina. Yeah, I believe so, Husker. A lot of things are weird in this game. So many things are weird. Yeah, they have the whack in this, so I really couldn't change the conferences because so many things are out of whack from what today is, so I just left everything as is. UNC over Ohio. 21-31, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. Ugh. Not too good. Running game, a little inconsistent. A lot of receiving there, though. Two sacks, 2 picks defensively. For Ohio, oh jeez. Those are your offensive passing numbers. Ugh. The rushing numbers are not very good either. But they are way better than the passing numbers. This is not a team that was in this game, really. They got a few picks. But they were not in this game. Alright, so we have, I think, what do we got? Oh, a couple short... Wow. There's a lot of games. There's 3 sections left to go through. So many games in week 2. Central Michigan, Purdue. Alright, Purdue 28-27. Purdue 2-0 now on the season. .203 yards from Calhoun. Bentley, 3 touchdowns, no picks for Central Mich. Richardson, 151, 2 scores receiving-wise. All right, UAB, Mississippi State. Mississippi State only wins it by 7. UAB almost pulls off an upset Mississippi State, Taylor 16 of 22, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Charles, great game on the ground. Kent, 24-31, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. McLeod, good game, 3 TDs for him. Very nice. Oregon State, Hawaii. Oregon State able to pull it off. Hawaii still winless. 2-2. Meh. Barry, very nice stats. Wow, look at this. 2 guys over 100. For Oregon State. Colorado State. Big rivalry early. And Colorado going to come out on top, 27-23. Okay, Mid-Tennessee State and Nevada. Nevada with the win. They come back with a great second half. 4 touchdowns and a pick for Williams. Good quarterback play. Decent run game as well. Good balance, just a good offensive onslaught for Nevada. Honestly, looking just purely at the numbers, I don't know how Mid-Tennessee was really honestly in the game, but okay, to the next level. Ooh, it's a big level. Okay. Louisiana Tech, Southern Miss. Southern Miss, 38-35 win for them. BYU, Texas. BYU with the upset of the top 15 team, Texas. BYU comes back. (27-17) at the end of the third. And actually, it was 27-10 before this touchdown happened. Texas blows it. Excuse me. Taylor throws all 3 of his TDs from the last 6 seconds of the third quarter on. For a big win. Navy comes back. Oh no, Navy does not come back. They try to stage a late comeback. They do not win the ball game against Temple. I can tell that, babe. Clemson at Georgia. Big game. Georgia just eats them alive. What's up, Cannon Bros? How's it going, man? Miami, Nebraska. Another great game. And Miami blows Nebraska out. Sorry, Husker. Sorry, my dude. What's up, Regier? Or Regier? Alright, LSU TCU. This is their game of the week. And LSU, I guess you could say a tiny upset, but I would argue not really. Three touchdowns and a pick for Brooks. All right, LSU Benson. Look at Regier getting it done. Regier getting it done. Cincinnati, Ohio State. Ohio State avenges the big loss to Navy last week. Dual quarterbacks. That's a good one, Husker. Alright, Missouri, Toledo. We don't have many to get through here. Toledo over Missouri, 26-21. Alright, Eagle, take care, man. We're playing Fortnite with Radio Snake. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who had a mind to disagree? Travel the world in the 7 seas. Sorry. How's it feel to go to the loser bracket with RSV? Oh no. Not with RSV. You killing me. Alright, Akron and Auburn. Auburn 48-21. Can't say we're surprised. Woo! 5 touchdowns. All right, Western Kentucky and Vatek. Big win for Vatek. Though their passing was really strange. One more little stretch of games. 5 left. Boise State, Ole Miss. This is a good game. Come on, Boise. I'm rooting for you. Ah, Ole Miss takes him out by a touchdown. Damn. All right, how did this one go? It was 24-7 at half in favor of Boise. Then it was 28-24 in favor of Ole Miss going into the 4th. Then it was 35-24, 35-27, 42-27. Then 2 touchdowns in a row made it 42-42, and then Ole Miss took it in the end. So a really nice battle, really nice game. Great stats for the Ole Miss quarterback. Meridew, though, that is Nick Lee's quarterback character, played really well. for Boise State. Rigo, 6 tackles, 4 of them solo. He had a sack in the game. Rigo played really well. We got a couple subscribers on Boise State. All right, Wake Forest, Vanderbilt. Wake Forest with the win. Notre Dame, Stanford. This is number 14 and number 23. Notre Dame destroys them. Utter destruction. Stanford, ugh. This is Notre Dame's stats right here. They don't look overly impressive, but another kicker getting player of the game. And it's for Notre Dame, oddly enough. The winner of the game. They killed them in this game. And the kicker wins player of the game. That's kind of strange. They couldn't find anyone to give it to other than the kicker. Okay. Ball State, Iowa. Iowa the ranked team in this one. And they will win it 55-27 despite Ball State's attempt to get some respect there in the fourth quarter. 6 touchdowns, no picks for the Iowa QB. The running game really wasn't there. 3 receivers over 100, though. Nine sacks for the Iowa defense. All right, final game of the week. Kentucky-Louisville. 2 Kentucky teams going at it. I'm sure it is just going to advance to week 3 on me, but whatever. My team had 8 sacks on Connor's team, and we still lost? Pissed me off. Okay, so they move us to week 3, which we already looked at the week 3 schedule. So I'm not worried about that. We don't have to do that tonight. Louisville 42, Kentucky 17. Let's take a look at the player stats. Louisville much better on this day. 2 picks and 2 sacks for them. And Kentucky, they tried to throw the ball. Battle wasn't terrible. I mean, he threw a couple picks, though. The mistakes are going to get you every time against a more experienced ranked team. Okay. So we're ready to move into week 3. The only thing I am going to do is take a look at everything. Let's go to top 25 polls. Let's see how that changed. The top 4 stay put. LSU moves up a couple spots. Oklahoma's going to move down a spot despite winning. Miami moves up a spot. Mississippi State moves up a spot. Iowa moves up a spot. Penn State moves up 3 spots. TCU drops 5 with their loss. Michigan State up 3. Boston College up 3. Ohio State up 3. Georgia Tech up 3. Same with Ole Miss. UCF. Nebraska drops 6 with their loss. Notre Dame up 4 spots. Georgia up 2 spots. Texas drops 10 with their loss. Stanford going to drop 8 with their loss. Tennessee goes up 1, having not even played a game yet. Florida State will go up 1 spot. And Louisville cracks the top 25 with their win. All right, let's take a look at the Heisman Watch. Rutledge still on top with a good game, 189 yards for him. TCU quarterback Stephen Brooks had 3 TDs and 45 ground yards, so he's staying put in his spot. Quarterback Joey Benson of LSU, 151 yards, 2 scores, and 52 on the ground. He stays put. Haynes stays put, 131 yards on the ground, 41 receiving yards, 2 total TDs. And Mississippi State's halfback Alex Charles cracks the list here with 167 yards and 2 scores. All right, we'll take a look at Players of the Week for week number 2. NCAA Players of the Week, defensive tackle, the junior Ed Dukes with 5 tackles, 2 for loss, a sack, and a forced fumble for Purdue. And Iowa quarterback Cody Porter, 506 yards, 6 touchdowns in the win versus Ball State. ACC, middle linebacker sophomore Jeremy Smith, quarterback sophomore Brian Roberts. The Big Ten, obviously the same 2 guys. Big Ten has had the NCAA winners 2 weeks in a row now. Junior corner Andre O'Brien out of Texas Tech and tight end Anthony Jones out of Oklahoma for the Big 12. For the Big East, it's 2 West Virginia players, senior free safety Brent Thompson and junior quarterback Eric Dudley. For Conference USA, it's going to be senior free safety Tony Diggs out of SMU and quarterback junior Donovan Johnson out of ECU. Independents, it's all Army, senior left end Jeremy Miller and senior halfback Kelvin Mitchell. For the MAC, it is going to be Temple sophomore James Dennis, the right end, and junior halfback Jason Rogers of Toledo. For the Mountain West, it is going to be Air Force sophomore Kyle Peterson, right outside linebacker, and junior tight end Harvey Kimbrough for Boise State. For the Pac-12, it is going to be all Utah, right outside linebacker sophomore Desmond Robinson, and quarterback Dwayne Stratton. For the SEC, it is going to be Mississippi State right outside linebacker Nick Morris and Ole Miss quarterback Pierre Jones. For the Sun Belt, it's going to be both Louisiana teams. Louisiana Monroe strong safety Jose McKinney and Louisiana Lafayette halfback Roland Price. For the WAC, it is the New Mexico State corner Johnny Ford and the Louisiana Tech quarterback Adam Hill. So there we go. We looked at that. And we are pretty well set up. I guess I'll just run through the schedule for week 3. Penn State Rutgers. Just running through the week 3 schedule here. Ooh. Where do we have playing rank? There you go. Number 4, Auburn. At number 8, Mississippi State. That's going to be a doozy. Who are they marking? Oh, there's more FCS games. Those we don't need to be. We will not have Pickems with those. I don't see who they're naming as Game of the Week right now. I mean, Tennessee, Oklahoma's a good one. I didn't see it. Did anyone see what the game of the week was? I've been looking in the middle the entire time. It really should be Auburn and Mississippi State, but I didn't see Game of the Week on that. Yeah, I don't see any Game of the Week in there. But we are set up for the next FGGL stream to get through week number 3. That's it. We're about, well, I guess a little over an hour in. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. We'll just have to make sure that Alpo is able to put it up before Saturday. Saturday will be the next time. Oh, there's Hobart. Mrs. FG was looking for you, man. We'll just have to make sure all your Pickems are going to have to be in before Saturday for week 3. Alpo will get those point spreads out to you guys. Keep a lookout on the FGGL Discord for that, as well as the spreadsheet that I am planning on putting together for you guys for showing all your monies and whatnot. Alright, thank you guys, and I will see you next time. Hobart, you just wanted to, I guess, say thank you for the bullet point thing that you put through. Alright, take care, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. Appreciate y'all.